What is up, everyone? We are back. It is episode 124. Little recap of felt like finally like the first refreshing game of the season, the first one that wasn't miserable. The Eagles defeat the Vikings 28-22. Jalen Hurts over Carson Wentz again. I mean, that was a hell of a day, man. You really can't say enough about how well Jalen and the receivers played. AJ, Devontae. I mean, Devontae, holy hell, man. Career high, just everywhere whenever he needed to be. And I feel like that's like it felt like a classic Devontae game where it's just like he makes a couple catches and it's like, okay, like he had a big one, and then it's like, oh, he has 183 yards. And you're like, wait, dude, what? When did that happen? But speaks to the explosiveness and the talent that we have in the room that we've wanted to see accessed by this offense. So definitely some good things, definitely some places to grow from as well. But how are you guys feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, man. I'm counting this as my first official pod in my new crib. So I'm locked in, bro. Got a nice setup, ready to roll.
Rubber Lubber Dub Dub to those who celebrate. It is I, the one and only Quell Fripp Owens. It is once again sunny in Philadelphia. All things are back in ordinary. It took a while to get there, but hey, sometimes it ain't pretty. We're getting to the end.
Well, that sound you all just heard was the Greater Philadelphia breathing a collective sigh of relief.
Well, but that's the question, right? Like, so we've all had a chance to watch some of the game again, run it back a little bit, and do some reading on it, listen to whatever people might have said about it. Do you guys? So, I mean, with that game, I think I felt that way kind of watching it. I think afterwards, a lot of the film has kind of backed it up as well. That like that was just our playmakers making plays. A lot of that was just like, ooh, go down there, finger point. Get his neck with the finger point, and then you throw it back there. But I think Jalen did a really good job of throwing on the run. We've gotten so used to him just kind of running out of the pocket, getting like the 0 yards or throwing it away. But it was good to see him target some guys downfield, give him a chance. That catch AJ had on the sideline, that was beautiful. Those types of things that went to Smitty on the other side. I think there were some really encouraging signs. There were signs of life, I think is the way you could put it. It was like, okay, these boys can still do it. They can still play. But I don't know how much of that we can, I want to know what you guys say, attribute to play calling and like a consistent type of product you can put out there every week, right? Because like this was like, and to be fair, this is one of the best pass defenses in the league. We all know the stats. They hadn't let up any touchdowns, 20 plus yards, whatever it might be, and they tore it up, right? But I think the question becomes like, can we repeat this? Is this repeatable? Are we able to do this more than once, or is this just something where this was a nice flash in the pan, and then we'll look back and be like, why can't they do it again? I don't know. How are you guys feeling? James?
No, I mean,
nice to see you there, James.
I think it's as simple as this week they hit on the deep shots. Like you look at the Denver game or even the Giants game, like they missed the deep throws. Like that's become a staple in terms of the identity of this offense during Jalen's times here, during Nick's times there. Like they want to, get explosive. They want to hit their explosives. And the difference this week was they just hit on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were tendency breakers in terms of them going under center more and utilizing the play action passing game, which praise the Lord. Thank God they finally did it. We've been begging for it. But I don't see why it wouldn't be sustainable over the rest of the season.
Well, I think the way I would maybe sustainable isn't the right question, but I don't know. Maybe it is sustainable, right? Because like, look, we put up like 400 yards, right?
No.
What, 350?
No, I'm just saying it's not sustainable.
Right. Yeah, that's just kind of where, because look, we've seen the other side of it, right, where they don't connect on the deep ball. And now, obviously, Jalen is a very good thrower of the deep ball, and we all know this and we can appreciate it, but it's a numbers game, right? We remember 2022 to 2023, and it feels like this year we've just been having regression and progression to the mean throughout the season. It hasn't been a very consistent product out there like that. So I don't know. I worry. I want to see easier answers out of the offense. I don't want them only being able to put up 400 yards because, Jalen and AJ and Smitty went off, right? And I'm not trying to sound like spoiled about it, but it's like, hey, I want to just see this more, make it easier on them.
So,
and I think I don't want to use the word simple, but like it comes down also to the fact that they got to be able to run the ball better and more consistently too. Like I know, a lot of people tend to say, "Oh, you got to run the ball, set up the pass, attack your pass, and everything like that." And I mean, for lack of a better term, this game pretty much shows you that that's not necessarily true. But at the same time, you cannot be and operate this one dimensional. Like you can't, like you said, Parth, that cannot be your only answer. AJ, Smitty, just do something.
I wouldn't say that this game showed you that that's not true, because this game, the results of what you've seen from Jalen are a product of the Minnesota Vikings kind of going balls to the wall, as Parth would say, in terms of stopping the run. When we talked about it in the pregame episode in terms of how bad their run defense had been up to this point. I mean, the return of Blake Cashman, they hoped to have proved success. And I mean, to an extent, it did, but I'd be lying to you if I also say that they didn't commit an extra bit of resources to stopping the run, which, I mean, kudos to Philadelphia for staying true to it. We talked about Barkley having just 12 carries or less in each of the last two games. He had 19 this week. So they stayed true. It was just 44 yards. I feel like we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We just haven't reached it yet. And I mean, some of it is offensive line, and some of it is like, it was one play, it was a toss play. And I seen it with my own eyes when they did the toss play. I was like, oh, that's 60. That's 60, 88 and out the gate right now. And he said it after the play. He got up, he pounded his head, and he pounded his helmet. He was like, he went to Jalen, and he was like, do it again. Tell him do it again. Of course, they ended up passing the ball on the next play, but he was like, he can tell that it's that close for himself. But I guess for me, my biggest takeaway for it is, like you said, man, it's not sustainable, Parth. They hit on some of the big plays, thank you God. And I mean, we did see some growth for a team that ran a season high 21 plays from under center. 15% of their offensive plays came from quote unquote heavy personnels, the 12, 13, 22s, 23s. They got creative, and it meant something to me that create the word creativity. It may not have shown in all of the play calls and things of the nature, but it was the little things that meet the eye. Going out there and under center, but knowing if you put out them big bodies that the edges will line up just that farther out wide. So now you can execute the play action passes from under center that they've been avoiding. Just the little things that you could tell that they went to nuance in. But at the same time, the same Eagles team that went, 1 for 11 last week against the Giants on third down, they went 3 for 10 this week. The only silver lining in them going 3 for 10 is, up to this point, the Vikings opponents were 1 for 22 on 3rd and 10 plus situations, and the Eagles converted 2 of those. So, I mean, again, unsustainable, but cool. Silver lining.
To that point, dude, it was so refreshing to see not just a coward's draw on 3rd and long. Like, this is what we've been asking for. Just give him a chance. Give him a chance. Like the draw, you never we've gotten the first down maybe twice in the Nick Sirianni era, like the first down, like from the coward draw. I think we've gotten it like twice. But just give him the chance. Like if it's really that much, like I get it. You want to be careful with the ball or whatever. But Jalen needs to know that too. Jalen knows that. You can take that chance. And in worst case, if it's really far, okay, it's an arm punt. In
the case of the I don't know which one you're talking about, but in the I believe it's the one that AJ Brown on the 3rd and 15, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where I was sitting there watching the game with Shavin, and I'm like, oh my goodness, typical Jalen players, nowhere to go. You stepped up, at least you tried to step up, and then he treaded backwards a little bit, and he found space. And I'm like, okay, and then he escaped around the edge. Just how calm he's seen maneuvering that pocket specifically, because I mean, a lot of people that I've seen talk about the game, they've classified this as not one of Brian Flores' best coach games. But hell, it's still a Brian Flores coach defense who threw a hell of a lot of things at Jalen Hurts. And he kind of passed the test with flying colors, man.
And to that point, like, I think this game, it was kind of a testament to Jalen's development as a quarterback. Like you just talked about, Parth. Like, we didn't see him run much in this game, but at the same time, like, I feel like I guess it kind of forced him to kind of keep his eyes downfield, go through reads, and kind of not necessarily stay in the pocket, but just go through his progressions quicker. It's just a
Yeah.
development thing.
No, definitely. And I just think it's so I get so annoyed when people are like, "Oh, it's like a poorly called Brian Flores game." Why?
That's a slight, bro. They're slighting
Why?
Jalen.
I know.
Because if he wouldn't have called undisguised cover one, and the cornerback would have baited down and the safety rotated up, then Jalen would have dropped his eyes and he
Hey,
would have.
Max Toscano, I'm looking at you, bozo. Profile picture with the jersey on. Oh, look at me.
You calling
With the
jersey
tank
at
top.
that.
Put on a shirt. All
I
right.
mean,
Be an
shout out
adult.
to Max, man. He a friend. I ain't gonna do that to Max.
No, I am.
He one of my guys, and
I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time because you got plenty of time for Jalen Hurts every week. Every week when he does nothing. But this week, bad players can have good games, dude. Suck a fat one, buddy. Suck a fat one, dude. I can't stand that. Like it's just so disingenuous. If you're gonna go off when he misses every deep ball, then you better damn well appreciate it when he hits them, because that's how the game goes. Everybody misses deep balls, and some guys hit them. Sometimes they don't. That's how it goes. Hop off your high horse trying to be like, oh, Jalen Hurts can't do this. Like, dude, you waited 2.5 years. You're such a hack. You're such a clown, dude. Every time I see his tweets, I just scroll past. He doesn't have my follow. No follow.
And that's what it seems like for not only like people on Twitter, but like the national media too. Like they're like vultures circling. Like they were waiting for Jalen to have a bad game like he did against the Giants.
Because they want to go back to what they thought at first. It's just about confirmation bias. It's like, well, look, I told you. But it's like, hey, dude, he won the Super Bowl last year. You didn't tell me anything. Yeah. You didn't tell me smack.
I mean, and it's like if you're man or woman enough to criticize a dude when he's down, be man or woman enough to praise him when he has a good game.
110%. That's my issue. That's my issue.
I guess for me, I wouldn't necessarily you guys know where I stand on this. We've had these same conversations for over a year now. I feel like I love Jalen Hurts enough to, when he deserves the credit, we'll sing his praises and a whole hell of a lot more. But when it's time to criticize Jalen, I feel like I'm more than fair with the criticism. And I mean, some of the criticism he got last week for his performance against the Giants was warranted. At the same time, there were more than a couple people that were waiting to dance on the grave when it got there. Exactly. So when a performance like this happens, you can't backtrack it happens, or not say anything at all. You got to acknowledge it. And kudos to the people who did acknowledge it. Like Jalen Hurts was balling this week. Because I mean, call a spade, man. Even if your thought process is bad players have great games, say that bad player having a great game. Don't take it away from him.
Right. He's your boy, but I keep going back to this because I saw this tweet and I was like, this is just ridiculous. He's like,
Justin Fields.
Well, it was just disrespectful. First off, like he's being a hack to be a hack. That's why I can't respect that. Like you're just trying to get engagement, and like I can't take you seriously as a journalist, as a film watcher, or anything if that's your intent. That's why nobody takes Emmanuel Acho seriously or Cam Newton, because they're just saying stuff to say stuff. Like, be an adult and have some thought process behind it. But then to say, oh, well, the top leaders in passer rating this year are this, and this. Daniel Jones is the leader, and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen aren't there. Well, dude, guess what? They're not having great seasons. Daniel Jones is having a good season. You can acknowledge that. He sucked in New York. Nobody's questioning that. We all thought it was washed. We all thought it was over. You can appreciate that, and you should give credit where credit is due. That's what I just can't stand about this, because these guys work hard. They go and do this, but because these guys have, this idea in their head about who these players are, they can't get past it. And it's not serious. It's not serious. Personally, why Jalen isn't running, I just think it's like an adjustment, like Pierre said. I think it's like a next step, and like look to pass before you just go down and run. Because that used to be my issue with Jalen a lot. It was like, dude, like you didn't have to just put your head down and run that one. Maybe there was somebody downfield. Now you can see his eyes are up. He's looking downfield. He's trying to coordinate downfield. And then if it's not there, I think we'll see some runs. But James, to answer your question, I think this week we just saw like the passing opportunities were open. So just take that downfield.
But I talked about on the pregame pod, the Vikings, they allowed, I believe, 4.4 yards per carry to running backs or something of that nature. The number went up to 5.6. When you talked about quarterbacks, this was a prime Jalen Hurts run the football opportunity game. I personally think come somewhere in the middle of what you guys are saying, but it's just kind of not the offense anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, we try to scream RPOs, and we want to see more RPOs, and kudos to Kevin for calling a few more over the last few weeks, but they haven't called many Jalen Hurts design runs. And it feels like to me, while Jalen has always been a meticulous runner, he's like the kind of running backs where he gets better over the course of the game the more carries you give him. So if he's not running the ball in terms of y'all drawing anything up for him, and he doesn't really feel like or have the motivation, I should say, to be the runner as a passer when he's in cut and dropping back as a passer, then the opportunities are very sparse, if you ask me.
Yeah, to answer that question, James, I think it's like Quell said. I don't know if it's a, I guess, focal point of the offense. Like, if he needs to do it, he'll do it. I think we saw that in what game was
Dallas
it that
game?
he had? Yeah. So, like, he can run if he needs to. I just think right now it's not a focal. Like, they're not. I won't say they're not structuring it or not putting it in the offense, but it's just.
But I think that's fair. I don't think they are. We haven't really seen many design Jalen runs, but I also think like this is the evolution that like I've been asking for, kind of talking about for the last couple of years. I want his legs to be the backup plan. Yeah,
but I mean, so I must ask you guys then. I mean, it sounds like you were about to get into how you're excited about this part. So let me phrase it to you like this: Does it concern you a bit that it's kind of happening at the expense of the offense's success? And I mean, yeah, if the offense. The Eagles as a whole, especially in the second half of games prior to last week, they couldn't quite get it figured out. But the passing offense over the last 3 weeks has gotten better. We can say that. I think he's been over 280 in each of the last 2 games before this one, and then had 321 this week. So we've seen a rejuvenation of Jalen Hurts, the passer. But when you think about Saquon Barkley, his success, especially as a team that emphasizes inside zone, like Pierre always talks about, the big thing about keeping light boxes is making defenses have to respect Jalen Hurts, the runner, and you don't feel like you're taking away an element of your offense or the engine of what makes your offense run, which is probably part of the reason. I mean, of course, offensive line injuries and stuff. I think that's why Saquon isn't being
right. No, I think it's a very fair question, but I think you kind of just gave my answer right there, man. Like I know run game is struggling, but I don't know how much some more design Jalen runs would help that much, because you can make the argument that then they have to respect Jalen the runner, but I think most teams already know that Jalen can run the ball, right? So I think that
but tendencies are tendencies. We can respect that, but if y'all ain't using it,
right? But like let's say if it's a read option, right? You just got a basic read option, right? Like if they're all just going to go all out, then it's still there. It's still there, and you can get them on it. Personally, if you ask me why we've struggled running the ball, I think it's just because the O-line is just decimated, dude. Just decimated by injuries. I mean,
it's a mix of bad play and injuries.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because I was just about to say we were the same ones for years prior to this, saying that our second team O-line could be starters on a lot of teams' league, and now we have backups. This was kind of a wake up call.
This was a little bit of a wake up call where it was like, and this is probably the weakest O-line room we've had in quite some time. And the reason I say this is because we knew it was a concern going into the season, right? Like most of these other seasons, we've kind of known, like last year, Mekhi Becton took the job, and it was like, you can feel pretty confident in this. This year, dude, Steen was just kind of like, okay, like you weren't the worst one, right? Like Kenyon Green, you sucked. You know what I mean? Like, so I think we just kind of knew going into the season, like this might not be as good as it can be. And our starters, a lot of them are playing injured already, and it's week 7. Like, if it's like week 17 and they're a little bit injured, it's like, okay, like I get it.
6-7.
I couldn't not do it. I'm sorry. I tried my hardest.
You're the oldest, man. You're the oldest. No more. Oh my God.
If Cam Jurgens is out for an extended amount of time, which I pray to God he isn't, knock on wood, Brett Toth cannot be a starter. Either kick Landon Dickinson over, put Matt Pryor. That's something. Brett Toth cannot. No, bro. No.
Somebody call Drew Kendall to see what he's looking like, man.
Is Dylan McMahon still on Washington's 53, or is he on our practice squad?
God damn, Washington got him. I thought he was with the Rams.
Oh, Rams. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Who's the guy they drafted? Casey Tuhill. I'm thinking of Casey Tuhill.
Still have Casey Tuhill PTSD years later. Is he still on the roster?
I don't think so. No. But you are asking the right questions, Pierre.
Let's see.
Dylan McMahon.
He's on the Texans.
Still him. Oh, you talking about Casey Toohill?
Yeah.
Oh,
Casey Toohill.
McMahon's on the practice squad?
It looks like he's still on the Rams canal, trying to identify if he's on the main roster.
I don't know, man. Yeah, they got to figure something out. All right, so Nima has a question in the chat. Was this Kevin Patullo's best called game or more on the players making plays? So we talked about this a little bit earlier.
It looks like he's on the practice squad. Sorry for that.
Still him.
No, you're good.
Still him. Sign him.
Make something happen, bro, because Brett Toth, thank you for your service, brother. But NFL might be over. It might be time to get back to the barracks. Get that buzz cut again, my guy. Because
I think we got room on the podcast for you, Brett.
Come on over, dude. I don't know, man. Yeah, it was painful to see him in. But sorry, to answer Nima's question, I think a lot of it was on players making plays. I just think there weren't as many easy answers. I think Quell's statistic about third downs, I think that it gives some indication into. We were 3 of 10, right, Quell?
Yeah.
That 3 of 10, and those 3 plays were just spectacular plays made by our players, right? There weren't easy answers given out there. And I also felt like we still this week, we ended up behind the sticks too many times. Like it was better, but it's still, there were too many third and longs. And their whole philosophy is like, we don't want to be in third and long. That's on play calling. You just can't end up in third and long every time. If something's not working, something's not working. And we gotta figure something out. But you got to give credit where credit is due. They won the game. They had a good game. And I don't want to just say it's because they won the game, but I think they played well in the game. So hopefully things are just getting back on track and to the right track. But yeah, I think I would give more of the credit to the players this week.
Yeah, so for me, I think it was kind of a bit of a mix. We talked about AJ Smitty and them just flat out being better than the Vikings defensive backs and everything like that. At the same time,
Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah. At the same time,
he
though,
still got so much love for us, dude. I was like, I'm sorry it had to be you, Isaiah. I'm sorry. Even after you guys saw his comments about Jalen, right?
Yeah,
I didn't.
He's so real, bro. He's so real. He's just like Jalen. He just wins. Doesn't matter. He might throw for 121 game, might throw for 300, but he just wins. He's that type of guy. I was like, dude, Isaiah Rodgers, we miss you, bro. Like, we miss you, dude. Like, cook you, but we miss you, brother.
Keep fighting the good fight, brother.
Keep fighting the good fight, man. Oh man, but
sorry.
I
think it was a mix because we talked about the usage of under center, which is kind of a tendency breaker for them. But not only that, like a lot of times when they went under center in a game, I don't have the numbers, but they brought Fred Johnson on as the second or third tight end, and the Vikings responded by bringing Josh Metellus down onto the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and they did that about 4 or 5 different times. And we talk a lot about Kevin Patullo and the play sequencing and his feel for the game and everything like that. And I think this game was a step in the right direction for him because on one of those plays where they brought Josh Metellus down, it was the same play where Smitty had the 79-yard touchdown from the under center play action. So, like I said, I think it was a bit of a mix. I think this was a good Kevin game. I also think it was, like we talked about, players making plays.
Yeah, kind of like I said in the opening segment where, you talk about not just the 21 plays ran from under center season high, but like Pierre just outlined how they were using those under center plays. I mentioned the 15% of those plays came from 12, 13, 22, 23, and how that helped with the spacing, getting the edges that farther over. Well, like Pierre just mentioned, bringing a guy like Josh Metellus down in the box. I feel like they did a lot of good things to manipulate what Minnesota wanted to do defensively. And to that point, they also said that, KP also said that the deep play touchdown from Smitty was kind of sequenced by them continuing to show that same look. And Smitty said himself, he was open the whole day off the same look. And people joke like, well, that means all our offensive players are drawing up all the plays. Well, granted, he did go to anybody who would listen, like, hey, this guy's open. It's open. But kudos to Kevin for kind of staying true to the run game, to open up a play like that when it was time for that to happen, man. So, like you said, Pierre, step in the right direction to say the best, but still a lot to clean up, like Jalen said, a lot to clean up. This is certainly not the final product.
And I don't like how like the narrative has become, oh, the players are on the sideline drawing up plays. Nah, bro, like they're on the field, they have perspective that matters. Kevin would be stupid if he didn't listen to them. Just like all the offensive coaches who are up in the coaching box, if they see something, they're gonna call down on the field and tell Kevin. Again, he'd be stupid not to listen to them. So it's just
I think a lot of it is also because it's not like, oh, hey, Kevin, I'm seeing this on the field. I think a lot of it is like, I don't know about this play, boys. We're doing this, and that's kind of. I think
this makes me feel so good hearing you guys talk like this.
What do you mean?
Because man, you guys were on that team too. For a second, y'all got off it after a while. But last year, because the good plays, those was Kellen Moore, and the bad plays, those was Nick Sirianni. Like, dude, well, I mean, maybe people can, work together as a team.
I mean, I might still believe that.
Goodness.
I might put on my tinfoil hat and believe that a little bit. But yeah, I do think like it was improvement. But I do think look, I'll put it this way: I think the relationship is mending. But I do think in the past couple of weeks, Pierre, I think some of that criticism was warranted because it felt like the guys, and they were saying as much on their own. But I think that this mini bye helped, and I think getting humiliated helped because they went out there not to play. And Jalen Hurts said it: "We're not losers anymore," because they looked like losers. They looked like absolute losers the last 2 weeks.
So Parth. So what you're saying is bullying still works.
It has always worked. Bullying has always worked. Bullying is undefeated. Bullying is undefeated. Those little no place for hate stickers they had on our classrooms, that they just didn't want us to be great. They wanted us to be mediocre. This is why China is passing America and everything, because we can't bully anybody here. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's get on Kevin Patullo again, and we'll see what happens. You see, these things work. But I'm just glad that they came out with a chip on their shoulder because they looked like losers last week, and I'm glad Jalen Hurts felt that way because that it's just not who they are, and that's what made me angry. I get it. You can lose games. Shit happens. Sorry. Swear jar, but stuff happens.
We gonna get
whatever
Parth this year.
Whatever. But man, you can't lose like that. You can't lose because a team physically just wanted it more than you. And so then for them to go out and do it like that, I appreciate that. But I wanted to ask you guys.
Before you ask that question, to your point, Parth, I'm glad they played the Giants so soon after last Thursday. I am so glad because that's going to be fresh on their minds.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you guys, what was I have mine in my head already. That's why I want to ask you guys. Terrible question by me, but what was your favorite play of the game?
Oh, easy.
The Jalen to AJ post?
No.
Oh, dude, the skinny post.
Matter of fact, you guys can go first and say y'all's, and dude, man, could be a perfect choice.
The skinny post.
The second. That's the second touchdown.
Yeah, the second touchdown.
Oh yeah. He ripped that in there, bro.
He did. It is so crazy. We hear a guy like Deontay Lee talk about it. He's like, man, I just watched Jalen casually rip the post. Like, why do you act like you can't?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you do this all the time?
That's what we're telling y'all. He can do it.
Yeah, and that's what's so.
Why don't he keep
but they don't. And that's the question. You know what I was thinking about in the car the other day is like, dude, how many podcasts do we have about the goddamn mini arm, like the baby arm? Do you guys remember the meme after the Super Bowl with like the little arm? Like that has not like I was just thinking about that. Dude, it was just so annoying. And then that, like the last, the Hail Mary in the Super Bowl, someone steps on his foot so he doesn't get the ball off and it just falls short. And it was just like, oh my God, dude. Like,
I think, hold on, wait, before you say something, Pierre, it's a joke. Of course, I don't believe this. But do y'all think subconsciously that's why he ran and tried to chase down his own Hail Mary just in case it was short?
You guys remember that video on probably like Vine or something years ago? The guy throwing the ball and running underneath it.
What was I about to say? What was I about? Oh yeah, all the arm talent conversations and Josh Allen and all that. Man, I'm so glad we don't have to hear that no more, bro.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that in the car. I was driving and I was like, those conversations were so frustrating. And it was these guys who were like, why don't you just do that all the time? And it was like, he's been able to do this now. Why he doesn't do it all the time, that's another question. But
that's what's so frustrating for
damn
me
it.
about Jalen. That's what's so
I know.
frustrating. Like,
He's a
brother,
confidence
you
player,
have
man.
the ability. You have the ability. Just let it rip. Throw the ball.
Yeah, but as much as we love Jalen Hurts, as much as we love to believe, and I don't want to say believe because I mean he has shown an ability to stay calm, cool, and collective all the time. Man, just never misses a beat.
Moment's never too big.
He's a confidence kind of player, man. When he gets in the zone, when you see him having these kind of games, yeah. When you see one go in the hoop, that's all you need to see. Let's keep shooting. Let's keep doing it. But he needs to be able to take those one shots in order to get himself in that rhythm instead of playing so safe all the time. That is my issue there.
My boy was in a flow state on Sunday.
No, he 100% was, and that's in Quell. Like, I mean, to that point, like they said it on the broadcast too. Olsen, pretty good on there.
He was good this week.
I like Olsen. Great job, dude. Him going after Carson for skipping CJ Ham was. Just
my gosh,
so funny, dude. You're living our life. This is we got the full Carson Wentz experience.
Just throw the ball. He's right there,
bro. Like, everything, like, bro, Parth, you just said it, but it was literally the full Carson Wentz experience. Literally not taking the layups, just chucking the ball down the field, missing late, like
never on target.
But then the throws when he made them throws, some of them throws was like the one when he was on the move.
Down. The amount of like wow throws are just like lower now because like dude, the touchdown to Addison, put that on the money. That's a touchdown to Addison.
Yeah,
it's just like classic Carson Wentz. I thought there were like 2, maybe 3 throws this game where I was like, oh damn, he's slinging that. But like otherwise, dude, I just watched this and I was like, my God, thank God. Like I would not want to watch this, dude. How what happened? You know what I mean? Like I remember prime Carson Wentz. There was no question about that. Like I'll never take that away. But crazy. Also another favorite play. Quell, you haven't given yours yet either, but the Cooper DeJean one-on-one with Jettas on the back shoulder fade.
It's a white boy magic.
But it's still undefeated that his weakness is wide receivers. Adam Thielen right away caught like the slant or something on him, and I was
then he got right back with a pass breakup, and I think Adam Thielen got up.
Did he get one on Thielen?
Got hurt.
Did he get one on Thielen? I know he got one on everybody else.
He got one on Thielen.
All right. We're beating the allegation.
Adam Thielen got up like he was hurt, holding his ribs after the play. I'm like, no, don't try to act like Cooper DeJean didn't do that to you.
Old ass man, Adam Thielen. That's funny. Quell, what was your favorite play?
So I guess we can use this as a perfect transition. But
I know what he's gonna say.
Easily,
I know exactly what he's gonna say.
Easily my favorite play of the game. I popped like a little kid when it happened. Popped like a little kid. Like, oh my goodness. Why not use the former safety and drop him back in the coverage? Just perfect Vic Fangio defense. Just couldn't have did it better myself. And then kudos to Jalen Carter just ruining the play, man. He just absolutely, I'm not sure how many wrestling fans we have out there, but I feel like I was watching Rhino. I was like, Gore. He just absolutely put the wood to Carson Wentz. My goodness, man. But it's just like, even then, Carson, we make fun of you. Parth just talked so bad about you. But even then, it wasn't a bad throw from Carson. That was him understanding, okay, I got a defender in my face. They're blitzing from this side, but it wasn't a blitz. It was a sim pressure. And I know that I got Jettas running this slant right there. So he just knew I got him. He should be there. I'm going to just flip it. And there goes Jalix Hunt right there. Who, I mean, he got asked about it. The team gave him hell for dropping the pick against the Giants. He said, I didn't see the ball, y'all. If I seen the ball, I would have caught it. Well, this time he seen the ball, and not only did he see ball, but he took ball to the end zone for 6. I popped like a little kid watching that, dude.
I think you can see why Vic Fangio loved him coming out of Houston Christian. You see why the versatility. I'm going to use my favorite word, the multiplicity that he has. It's amazing to see. Same thing with Jahad Campbell.
What was the multiplicity with him there?
Him being able to drop in coverage.
I think we're using multiplicity too much. Multiple is more than 2. What was the third thing?
He took the thing and ran into the end zone.
Yeah,
He seen ball, he got ball, and then he scored ball. That's 3 things.
Wow. See, now, I don't know about that one. Okay, I'm gonna call my fiance, who's gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna get her over here. We're gonna figure this out real quick. Okay. No, but I think I hate hearing multiplicity now. I think you just triggered me. I've heard it too much. But I think the big thing that I noticed on that play, dude, is just like how important Jalen Carter is. It was so good to see him like a little bit healthier and just like able to be explosive. I think that like just the game off helped a lot. And game off, and then you have like the mini bye too. I think it helped a lot. He looked more explosive than he's looked all season. I don't know what you guys thought, but like he was moving better. And it was nice to see that
I feel like
signs of life from the D line.
Yeah, that's a good segue into my point. I feel like this was a good D-line game, man. Like Moro Jomo, he had a sack, he flashed a lot. Josh Uche, he had a sack, right?
Yeah, and he almost had the no, that was Ojolari who almost had the fumble recovery after the bad snap.
Yeah, but he got some good pressures, and they also use him as a spy on Carson. So I think it's definitely a lot of moving pieces right now. Also, Brandon Graham coming back. We haven't talked about that, but
we'll talk about that in a second because I got a question for you guys about that.
Yeah, but
we might be rolling. The ball might be rolling. So
yeah, but I think it's definitely a lot of moving pieces. But like Vic, you can see him kind of starting to put the puzzle pieces together. Like you can see the lapses in communication on the back end. Drew Nakobe, he's still working through some things and trying to put it all together. But again, you can see the potential, the interception.
That's the funniest thing. That's the funniest thing about all of this. Like when you watch the Eagles games, like when you watch the Eagles offense, you can tell. Like at least for me, I can tell. That's why I go so hard for Kevin Patullo because I mean he deserves the hell that he gets. But at least for me, you can watch the games and tell that was bad, Kevin. Why'd you call that play? Or that was bad, Jalen. Why didn't you throw that pass? Or that was a lazy route run. You can tell what's going on. When you watch the Eagles games, very rarely do I feel like, damn, Vic, that was a bad play. It's never Vic Fangio's fault.
Yeah.
It's always somebody not doing something. Like he is so smart, man.
Football savant.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I bet Sidney Brown would know where to go. But, he was just thrown out like garbage by people on this podcast. Like he was nothing. CJ wouldn't be out of position as much as this bozo.
Yeah, the hell he would.
Yeah, he would have learned how to wrap up. I don't want to hear it.
He's basically CJ
I'm going to go in and hit with my shoulder. Except he doesn't have nearly as many picks. 8 picks. Tell me when Makuba's got 8.
I mean,
tell me
how
when
many he got? 2 or 3, right?
He got 3. I think he has 3.
We're on the way.
2. We're week 7. Let's extrapolate that.
He's a rookie.
Let's extrapolate.
He's a rookie.
I don't care.
If he can produce even half the picks that CJ got.
Stop messing up plays. Then Vic Fangio said it himself. He's like, McCoy, he's making good plays. Potential's there, but he's been missing a lot of plays.
Yeah, why do you think he got rid of CJ? I'd much rather the 21-year-old who's doing the same thing as you.
That's why.
Oh my God. Making half the money you got.
Super Bowl winner. I don't want to hear it. Makuba, what'd he do in college? Oh, lost in the playoffs? Texas? I don't care. Oh, actually, I'll give you one of these. Makuba. I'm sick.
It's the hate in the heart. He know that matchup is coming soon. He knows it's coming soon.
Which matchup?
One day they're gonna when two of y'all come see Texas again. Texas gonna be on your line, man.
What happened?
Texas gonna be in your line.
What happened?
You ran into an injured quarterback. It's okay.
Oh, we ran into an injured quarterback. He ran into the swamp, and I was there. That's why he lost. I don't want an injured quarterback. My ass. He got sacked 13 times. That's why he's injured.
No, he's injured because a real defense took him to town week 1, and he hasn't been the same since.
Oh, your real defense that actually we played better against him than your defense did, and Jeremiah Smith was outperformed by Dallas Wilson. Jeremiah Smith was.
I would hope so. Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver in college football, getting quadruple teamed, and Dallas Wilson is getting guarded by nobody.
Oh yeah, he got double teamed already. He had 2 touchdowns on 110 yards. That was better than Jeremiah Smith's first game too. Just wait. Jeremiah Smith is all name. It's all hype. Oh, Ohio State. Oh, we Just beat
best
Michigan
player
this year.
in college
I hope y'all
football.
beat Michigan this year.
The
I hope
best
y'all beat Michigan
player
this
in
year.
college football.
I hope y'all beat
I'm
Michigan.
not sitting here listening to anybody talk to me with a team that coach just got fired
Oh,
yesterday.
it's fine. Your
Go
coach
find
is
you a
fired because
coach.
you can't beat Michigan. You guys almost fired him last year.
You mean the reigning national champion head coach?
Oh my God! Just
You mean
hitting
the reigning
a
national?
heater.
I'm sorry,
Because Ryan Day is a good coach
You
now,
see that
right?
right
Yeah.
there?
We'll see if he
Yeah,
beats
he's the
Michigan.
best coach in
We'll see
America.
if he beats Michigan
Oh
this
boy,
year.
I almost
We'll keep waiting.
had to hit
We'll
the
keep
square
waiting.
jar.
This is Michigan's worst year in 20 years.
Oh,
We'll see if they'll
almost got
we'll
me
see if
there,
they'll beat
buddy.
Michigan this year. Hey, what's his record against Michigan?
Oh, you
What's
almost
his record
got
against
me
Michigan?
there, buddy.
What's his record against
It's
Michigan? I don't
okay.
care.
That's fine.
Oh, what you guys call him the school up north. How does he do against the school up north?
That's fine. You'll find out this year.
How's he do?
We're going to be the
How's he
reason that
suck
their
this
coach
year?
gets fired.
He has to wait until they're
He's going to
bad.
be right beside
Ryan
you.
Day is a
What,
fraud.
since
Ryan
they're
Day is a
bad,
fraud.
Michigan was never good. Well, he has to wait till they stop cheating. That's what he had to do.
Oh,
The hell?
cheaters, bro. Ohio State is the biggest school of cheaters in the world, dude.
Oh,
Please.
buddy, here we go.
Please. Sign stealing for years. My God. Ohio State's the good guys now?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. Did you hear the ring?
No, because it's on vibrate. It's
I
on
did.
silent. It's on
I
silent. There's
did.
no ring. There's no ring. It's
Mine
on
was very
silent.
loud.
I got one too this year. Okay. And you guys didn't even make the tournament.
See,
I
man
don't
had to
wanna hear
switch
it.
host
I don't want to hear it.
sports.
Everything.
Had to switch host sports.
That's fine. I got a ring too. If you want to talk about rings, I got a ring too. My school's a champion this year. Your school didn't make the tournament.
It's okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Everything.
Let's get back on the Eagles front, guys.
Makuba.
One more. That's crazy, Parth. One more thing I want to talk about with the defense. Your guy, Parth, Nakobe Dean. He returned to actual on the field football snaps, and he looked good. He looked really,
awesome.
really good.
Told y'all, man. Let my guy get back out there, bro. I honestly think he should be the green dot on the defense.
Hell
I just
no.
think he's the most. I think he's the most instinctual.
he's
I think
not
he's
gonna
actually
play
the most
enough.
instinctual and knowledgeable linebacker we have. Bond
can't
can do
say-
other stuff, but I haven't seen Bond shoot the gaps like Nakobe has in the run game this year.
Oh,
I have
buddy,
not.
you need to watch more Eagles games then.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. This is the best our run defense has looked in weeks, and I don't think it's a coincidence. The way that he was able to read on the defense and just break on the ball, I haven't seen the other linebackers do that this year as much. They've been better in pass coverage. I can give that there, but I think Nakobe is the best run defender from linebacker that we have.
I think that's true, but I also think like it'll continue to be number one matchup specific, but also like package specific. Like when we're in base, we'll see Nakobe and we'll see Jihad at edge. But if they're going to be a nickel, I think so.
I think that's how you get your best players on the field.
That's how I think that's the only way you get them on the field.
Oh,
that's the only way you get them on the field.
Let's get interesting then. So, right now you're right. In the they ran a whole hell of a lot of base against the Vikings. I know because I kept seeing
that's because
Gene ass out wide. But
that's because Minnesota ran so much heavy personnel.
Yeah, but this week you did see a whole hell of a lot of what you said that we see Parth, Campbell at the edge, and you got Bond and Dean as the linebackers. The question is with Brandon Graham coming back, who I don't think this affects Campbell just yet. I think Brandon Graham speaks more for Jalix Hunt reps. I think those snaps right there turn into Brandon Graham reps. When the conversation gets really interesting is in a week after the bye week. Yes,
I think Brandon Graham is probably going to be doing. We'll see. He's going to be a reserve. I don't know how much. He didn't right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play on pass rushing downs.
That's what I'm saying.
BG, you don't think so?
He's going to be the run stopper,
the run guy. Yeah, and I think they're going to try to move him around on the D line as well. It's something that he's done historically, and I think you can use him on the defensive line and other positions. I
guess my problem with moving him around, and I mean, we've seen the Eagles. We've seen Vic do some 5-1s, some 5-2s, some 6-1. So he's tried to get freaky, as Jalen Hurts would say. But my problem with moving him around is that was before you were getting massive Jordan Davis performances and great. I mean, of course, we've always gotten great Jalen Carter performances, but those two guys are infiltrating the middle of the defense now. Where are you kind of moving?
But you need a rotation. That I think the biggest reason Brandon Graham is joining the team is for depth. Like we don't have depth on the defensive line. You know what I mean? Like we went through 4 defensive ends already this year, right? Zadarius retired. Nolan got injured. I'm thinking of bringing up. And then who was the other guy who tore his tricep?
Okoronkwo.
Big O.
Yeah, Okoronkwo. And then we brought up Aziz and Uche, but
Aziz is hurt now too.
Exactly. So I just don't think there's much depth in the room, and I think that's what it comes down to. And Quell, like, I just think it comes down to rotations. Like, I think they would like to have those guys being able to sub out. Now, Jalen Carter probably won't go out because that's not what he's done. But I just think you want to be able to give these guys spells, and I just think Brandon Graham is one more player who you have the ability to use in multiple spots, and he can just. I also just think from what everyone has said, he's also just there to help, like with the locker room, bro. Like everyone just like loves BG. Everyone is going to welcome him back, and they just feel like he's missing this year. Also, did the Eagles not want? Like, I guess they convinced him not to. Is that what he was saying? You guys saw his comments, right? I don't remember exactly.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, because he
said they didn't want me back this year, so that's why
he said he didn't want to retire.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it goes into the theory of the defense. It's why Darius Slay isn't here, and it's why Isaiah Rodgers isn't here, despite what the media tried to put out.
Theory?
I mean,
you want to get younger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be for guys like Jalen Hunt and them to get these reps. They want them to get these reps.
Supposed to be Keely Ringo, but we all know how that turned out.
I think, I think that might be part of it. I also just think, I remember conversations about
Corey
how he
Bennett.
like telling.
Did you hear Vic talk about him today?
I did not.
A wasted trade.
I wouldn't call it a wasted trade, but
has he
basically just called the boy a big question mark.
He's got on the field once, and we've like just our corners suck. Like Dory Jackson died on the field, and then Keely Ringo.
So, my gosh, Parth.
The one time he tries to tackle, he just gets run over. Like, dude, just tackle correctly. This is why learning how to tackle is important. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to stomp on him when he's down, but like, dude, this is why it's important.
Like you're stomping.
Hey, bro,
look, keep your head up, head up, and tackle with the shoulder, not with the crown of your head.
Part using that way to describe it, stomping him while he's down after what happened Sunday is crazy, bro.
I'm trying not to swear, man. I don't know what to say. You want me to say I'm not trying to poop on him when he's down? Like that's I'm trying to stay out of the swear jar. All right. But like this is
that was never kind of really who he was as a player though.
No, exactly. But he just never learned. That's my point. He never learned. So I just put in the shoulder or just like put your head down like this. It's asking for a concussion, dude. But I'm hoping he's all right.
Vic Fangio on Jacorian Bennett. Yeah. Incomplete. Basically, got asked about his evaluation on him. Incomplete. I just never felt like I had a good handle on what he is or what he isn't. I don't think he played enough to answer that with a definitive answer or conviction. So, basically,
we don't know.
So, yeah, by the end of the season, Quell, I mean, I don't think I'm far off to say this joins like the list of like Howie Roseman in-season trades that are just kind of like he just wants to make trades. That I think
it depends.
This offseason is like how we knew he was on a heat check, and it feels like he's just kind of been shooting. And I mean, I don't know. It just
I mean, a lot of the moves that it feel like Howie made, and if it continues to feel like, and that's what scares me about this whole trade deadline thing, is because I feel like everybody's expecting some big move.
Nothing's gonna happen, dude.
I mean, something might happen,
but
it may not be no
master. So you're telling me the Eagles aren't trading for Denzel Ward,
buddy? The Ward.
They're not trading for Max Crosby.
Well, it came out just about an hour before this podcast that he prefers to stay in Vegas. So the list is getting thin. It's
enjoy my life, buddy. Oh my God,
didn't he just get hurt?
Who? Crosby?
No, Trey him too, but Trey Hendrickson, like it's getting.
And
bleak.
Again, it's like a 31-year-old edge rusher. It's like
I guess my whole point is like, hey, Howie Roseman told y'all the team was going to look different, and we all was sitting there on our Super Bowl high, like whatever he talking about, Super Bowl champs, yeah. And now we sitting here like, Howie, you stunk. He was like, no, we just need young players to be better.
But it's just like, dude, you can say the roster is going to look different and make actual Make good backup plans. You know what I mean? Like the backup plan for Keely Ringo not working out was Adoree Jackson, when was Adoree Jackson's last good season?
Yeah, but you can say that for a lot of the people that he signed to these.
I understand that,
he's
but
been, and
even
kind of
when
like
he
what
made
you
those
just said
signings,
about the heat check.
Fine, James Bradbury, fine. Even with the James Bradbury signing, it was like
James Bradbury was so bad the year before.
I know, and that's what I was like. It was like, or should we really be doing this? Then he had to just play cornerback too. Fine, you can make that argument there. But Adoree Jackson has been horrible for years. James Bradbury had an all-pro season, dude. Like Adoree Jackson has never been good.
Look, man, he played for the Panthers and the Giants too, so he's following the same.
He was like lightning will strike twice, but like that's kind of my issue with this approach this year, where it was like, dude, I know it's a youth movement. Totally, I agree with that. You know, I can get behind it.
Wait, Adoree Jackson played for the Panthers?
He got drafted by the Panthers.
Titans.
Oh no, he got drafted by the Titans. But he did go to the Panthers after a while, because I was sitting there like they had him and what's other old boy name? It was another fast cornerback. I think it's Dante. Him and Dante at the same time.
Oh,
Jesus, they must have run the hell out of the ball in those Panthers. Like, yeah, I like, look, Howie won the Super Bowl last year, right? So you give credit where credit is due, but I also think, just like we were talking about the way you can criticize Jalen, you can criticize how I don't think this has been his best offseason. And I think that's fair to say. And I think there was a lot of moving parts that led to this kind of having to be one of those years. And I think it's hard when you're a GM, you know, some of these things kind of pile up over years, but I don't know, man, this roster had two really big holes going into the season on defense that we were pretty concerned about. And those holes have kind of turned.
I'm not going to say one of them is as big as, I mean, don't get me wrong. Andrew Cooper pisses me off, but I wouldn't call safety.
I wasn't talking about safety. I wasn't even talking about safety. I was talking about cornerback 2 and edge. Edge room was light.
Edge was still like kind of towards the bottom, though.
I didn't think so. Edge was one of my biggest issues. I was
safety, linebacker, cornerback, safety, linebacker.
I had it. I honestly,
maybe edge.
I think it's different for you. I think it's different for you, Q, because you're a huge Alex Hunt fan, so you were like, "Oh, he's ready."
Nah,
he's ready.
It's not even just that.
Dude, we had 2 starters.
I don't think that we had. Like, I thought we had, at least heading into the season, based on our conversations, there was a whole hell of a lot. We spent damn near every podcast going from safety to linebacker. It wasn't really much edge mentioned.
But then, but look, fine. But then you draft Jahad Campbell, and you're like, okay, they'll figure this out. Maybe he'll play. Maybe Jeremiah Trotter Jr. will play. I honestly felt more comfortable with linebacker than I felt with edge and with corner. Edge just concerned me because it's like, look, you have 2 players, but you're top heavy as hell. One injury, and all of a sudden you're struggling to tread water, and that's exactly what's happened. And that's kind of why I have an issue. And then it was like, okay, who else are we going to bring in? And Quell, I remember us talking about this. We were like, Azeez Ojulari and Josh Uche. We'll see if they got any juice left in the tank, right? Or any gas left in the tank. And sure, you know, we might have gotten a little bit out of them, but it does not feel like this defensive line has been, you know, like that defensive line that the Eagles can hang their hat on. You know, it's felt like there's too many moving parts. And I just would have liked if we could have gotten, you know, no offense to J-Lix, but like gotten Nolan, like another guy who like it can be like a running mate, and then you can have J-Lix going in.
That's supposed to be Big Zaw.
Who's Big Zaw?
Zadarius Smith.
Oh, Zadarius.
then he went to go be a family man. Hashtag family.
And Zadarius Smith was a late season signing. Like that was like at the end of the season, like, or end of the preseason. Like that was like week 1, damn near. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, dude, like, are you sure this is the Eagles we're talking about? And I'm concerned about our O-line and D-line. I don't love that position. You know what I mean? Like we knew guard was just kind of. I don't even want to fuck.
That's real. I ain't mad at him for it. That's real. For real.
They handshake they used to do for every game. I'm like, look at that. Like, no, cool.
It's not real, Pierre. You know what's real? Super Bowl rings. Super Bowl rings are forever. All right. Having your name entrenched with the Philadelphia Eagles as a Super Bowl champion.
Don't get it twisted, buddy. He did it right. He did it right. Because if the Eagles end up winning the Super Bowl, guess who's getting the ring, buddy?
Did he play enough games?
I don't think it's the game qualification.
There's
people who be on the practice squad before the season starts.
I know, but they have certain. I remember from last year there was a line about like you had to play a certain amount of games to get a ring because there was somebody who didn't end up getting one.
Who? I gotta look.
I don't remember. We'll have to look into it. But yeah, there was basically something about like, yeah, you have to like play a certain amount of games or be on roster for a certain amount of weeks to be considered for the ring. So he had 5 weeks, 6 weeks. When did he join the team? Was it week 1?
Week 1, right after week 1.
That was like right. It was in season, right? Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
But you know what's also real, Parth? Fine women. So yeah.
You sound like not like a football guy. And you sound like the only one who's single on this podcast. All right, get your head in the game, Pierre. Put that damn helmet on and strap up. What the hell? You're fine women.
Put me in, coach.
Get yourself a nice woman, okay? A nice, beautiful fiance, your wife. Okay?
Y'all know I've been trying. I've been trying.
And then go get stop thinking like Zadarius Smith. He's a quitter.
Y'all know.
He's a quitter.
I
wouldn't trust him.
I've been trying.
Hey, it sounds like Patrick Johnson got a ring. He spent training camp with the Eagles last year and played only 26 snaps in the season opener, and the Giants claimed him off the practice squad just days later, and he still got a ring.
Feels me. I'm not giving him a ring. Quitter.
So, Big Zob might get him a ring.
Yeah, I would say no. You were on the team. You were on the team for 2 of the worst losses.
He's literally on
in the last 3 years.
Retired and reserved list on our roster, so we have to give him a ring.
Dude, I would tell him no. Sorry, buddy. You were there when we lost to the Giants.
Wait,
you got smacked by the Giants, and you started. I don't want to see your face.
So with him retiring, like if he wanted to, and I'm just asking because it's kind of relevant with BG coming back. If he wants to, like near the end of the season, could he unretire and come back?
I think it's like it's not a year, or you don't have to like wait. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Because BG retired at the end of last season.
I'm pretty sure. What's my guy name? Goo Kachu. Jaron Waller retired this offseason and came back. But
that's what I'm saying. It was in the offseason.
What's his name? The safety. Used to play for the Chargers. Signed with Eric Weddle. I think he did that too, didn't he?
But he had been retired. Is kind of my thinking. But I'm looking it up right now. In the same season, because you can obviously you can come back out of retirement in the same. Okay, so it depends on team approval and contract status. Depending, that would be some insane front running stuff. That'd be worse than that'd be worse than all those old men who came and joined the roster in what was it 22. Linval Joseph, barely moving out there. He's like, oh. Then he had that one game where I was like, oh, we finally have a D tackle. Thank you. Postseason run, yeah.
But okay, so let's get into our
big picture takeaways.
Yeah.
Wait before anybody says anything.
Let's go.
Woo!
All right. Big picture takeaways. Big picture takeaway. I love AJ Brown. He just loves himself some drama. He just loves it.
He didn't do anything.
He can't help himself.
Bro, he can't help himself. Well, that post on Instagram.
He's trolling. He's trolling
on purpose. He likes the drama. He likes it.
He likes y'all take it negative. What about that seems negative? Using me but not using me.
It's a shot at KP. Slick. Just a little bit.
You used me, but you didn't really use me. It's the game where Devontae Smith has more yards, and this is the game where he posed use me but didn't use me. Buddy, come on. Quell, he's smarter than that. He knows what he's doing. Give him some credit. You can't just be like, oh, he just did it on accident.
Y'all say this is just a random quote every single on purpose. Week. Y'all don't get tired of repeating yourselves, man.
Dude, I'm not repeating. No, I'm not, because it's the truth. He's a receiver. He's a head case because he's a receiver and he's damn good, and it's okay. But we don't need to act like, oh no.
I'm sorry, Parth. I didn't know your name was Arthur Juwan Brown.
It is. Actually it is. And so I can tell you that, hey, I posted that because I'm trying to mess with y'all and trying to create, he likes it. He likes it. And it's fair. You can like it. You go out there and produce, you can cause a little bit of drama. Dude, Stephon Diggs was doing coke on a boat at the beginning of this year. Okay? I really don't give a damn about some Instagram posts. Huh?
Pink cocaine. Get it right.
Yeah, I guess it was. Then it must have been ecstasy or something. I don't know. He was doing illicit substances on a
Wait,
boat.
what's the difference?
Cocaine and ecstasy, they're different drugs.
No, cocaine and
this
pink
is supposed
cocaine.
to be a podcast about sports.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just assuming that if it's pink, it's not cocaine. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a fair assumption, I would say, right? Like the powder white. You know, I don't know. See, now we're getting off topic, Pierre. Why are you doing this to me? All right, but my point is, Quell is like, he's a smart guy. He's very media savvy. He doesn't do these things with that, like, just like, oh, I'm just posting to post. He'll say he does that. He knows what he's doing, and I honestly don't care. I genuinely don't care as long as it's fine in the locker room. If you're just doing that, you're posting stuff, dude. You were on a football team. How many of your receivers were just head cases who just posted stuff on the Instagram?
We literally sit here and say this is the stuff that wide receivers post. The knife or whatever the hell that
that's
dumb
my damn point.
says.
But that's my damn point.
Enemy,
why are we going
the
so
enemy,
mad?
The enemy speaks softly but carries a big knife.
That is literally what he posted. That is literally the same thing. Like, what are we doing here?
But
right
that's
now?
the whole point, Quell. What are you missing about this, bro? That's the point. Like, he's making that post. That's the point. He's being the dramatic receiver to be the dramatic receiver, and it's okay. But we don't have to act like he's just doing it like accidentally. He's just posting. Quell, what's the reasoning behind that post? What did you think it meant?
Using me, but not using me.
What does it mean?
Basically, he's not getting taken advantage of anymore.
Who is taking
I do think
advantage?
all right, so let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. I do think it was a subtle shot, but I don't think it was a negative shot. I do think he got sick of being decoy AJ and all this. Now he out there, he in the game like EA Sports, and he like, yeah, see, they using me instead of making me some kind of ploy in offense and just whatever the hell they had me doing for the first month and a half.
Using me enough. But the whole point is using me, but not
sit here
using
and not talk about using him getting used enough. And he got in the end zone 2 times.
He got in the end zone, but did he have the most yards?
Why do you think it all comes down to yards? Why do you?
His name is 1K always open. Is he going to have 1K this year? He had like 600 or 400 yards.
Yes,
I hope he's going to hit 1K.
And
but
always
open.
Well,
that is what he's concerned about. That is what he's concerned about. He's like, I need to get 1K. Otherwise, I got to change my Instagram name. You think 900 always open sounds good? You think that has any aura to it? Come on. He's thinking about these things, and it's okay. You want your receivers to be a little bit of a nutcase. Devontae is a nutcase on the sideline. He's a nutcase on Instagram, and it's okay. But I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, he's just posting that. And I also don't think there's anything as a positive shot. I think every shot has a little bit of like
such thing as a positive shot. Don't get me wrong.
What's a positive shot? How do you insult someone positively? Because I think to me, like, a shot is an insult, right?
I'll tell you later. I got an idea. I'll tell you later.
He's gonna cook my shit in the group chat. He's gonna be like, I got one for you. I got one for you.
So you hold on one second, buddy.
But I guess for me, my big takeaway from the game will be it's never pretty, but damn it, Vic Fangio, you dirty dog, man. This is the epitome of bend but don't break. You talk about an Eagles team, not even just him. That's the epitome of this Eagles team this year, man. We talk about this Eagles team that were 3 for 10 on third downs, and it's just like we can't seem to do the little things right like that. But the one thing that the Eagles do is get in the end zone when they – I knew one of you guys was going to say that. It's getting the end zone when they get in the red zone. And I am so satisfied watching that. Like, we had the conversation weeks ago about I don't give a damn how boring they look if they're going to keep scoring every time they get in the red zone. And I promise you that because then you turn around and you see stats like this. There are some people who gave some Vikings fans that gave the Vikings some hell because they say, well, why did you throw the ball so much instead of running the ball in the red zone? Well, they threw the ball on 16 of their 21 red zone plays. That number is kind of overblown a bit. Shout out to a friend of the pod, Tyler Fortness for this. But those numbers are a bit overblown because if you take out that final drive where he threw 5 passes, the numbers are really 11 passes, 6 run attempts. But the same Vikings team went 1 for 6 in the red zone. And there were a lot of that falls down on the head coach being a word that shall not be used here. But So a lot of that comes down to execution on the players, man. And the Eagles, they always get in the end zone when it matters. And you look at a team like as talented as Minnesota with the weapons that they have, whether it's Jordan Mason, TJ Hawkinson, or the two receivers they have on the outside, to go 1 for 6, 1 touchdown, and 6 opportunities in the red zone, unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, I mean, people can joke and get mad about the tush push all they want, but this team plays with efficiency when it matters, at least in the red zone. I just need them to get it together on third downs, and then maybe we're cooking with hot grease.
Yeah, I got no problem with the tush push. I got problem with the tush push 4 times in a row. That was the only issue I had. But
That's real.
use it.
That's real.
If you're gonna get
Make
if
them bend to your
it's
will.
3rd and 1 from the 4-yard line, get ready to see 4 straight tush pushes because I'm gonna get it. And if I don't, it's 4th and 1, I'm going to run it again. And then I'm on the 2-yard line.
I think you can.
I'm going to run it again.
I think there's other plans. No, you guys are just. It's so stupid, bro. You can't just be this tush push pill. There's other plays that work, dude.
But
there's other plays, and your offensive line is falling apart at the seams. And your best call is to just make them all put their heads down.
Who you're talking to, though, I will literally run inside zone every single play if you don't.
You're playing Madden, bro.
I don't care. No, in real life. Turn on injuries. This is what this is. You know what? This is Chip Kelly's. This is hey. You know how I feel about Charles, man. I got these words from Charles himself. I will literally run that ball every play. If you don't prove to me that you can stop it, why should I throw the ball? Why should I change what I'm doing if you can't
Nobody's
stop
saying
it?
You have to
Y'all
throw
can
the
go
ball.
to hell.
Nobody's saying you have to throw the ball, but you can do other plays off of it.
Why, if you're not stopping
you don't realize if you don't realize that being this obnoxious about it is why it's going to be taken away, I don't know what to tell you. There's something called moderation.
It's probably going to get taken away
talk
anyway.
About moderation
so might as well be obnoxious.
You talk about moderation, finding balance in your offense, but when it comes to the tush push, let's just go tush push all the time. It makes no sense.
It's not just go tush push all the time, but I mean, if you're in a position to use it and it happens to be a spot where you can use it 3 plays, 4 plays in a row, I mean. If it ain't broke, you're not thinking about the human aspect of it. You're not thinking about how the players feel. You can see the players being on the field like, all right, the touchdown doesn't get celebrated nearly as much. If you watch the receivers, watch the receivers. How many times are they even on the? No funny. I don't know if
they are. Devontae's behind.
Really.
No, I'm telling you,
Devontae done got taken out of the tush push. It was like all heavy personnel and AJ last week.
Fine,
a bunch of tight ends.
AJ was pissed on the field too because it's like, why am I here?
Go block. What did Devonta Smith tell Darius Slay? We could come on out here. We're going to go block.
I know you keep going back to that, but you're acting like Devontae didn't have like a bunch of yards all season already. If that's all you do, if you have no identity behind, we're just going to get down there, we're going to tush push, it will piss players off, dude. There's no question about it. Put yourself in the position. And if you're an old lineman, your body is breaking apart. It's like, hey, man, get down there. Lane says it after the game. He's like, yeah, like you feel it a lot more now. It's not smart to just overdo it. It's like saying you have an ace in the hole, but you play the ace every time. Why? That's not what you're supposed to do.
Every time. But if you get in a spot where if you can use the ace 3 times in a row, why not?
I don't think it's good process because there's other ways to do it. You can keep them off balance. Just saying like, we're going to stop them. It's like, fine.
We sit here and watch teams every week fail on 4th and 1 because in joke. Well, if you had a tush push and you're going to sit here and say, I don't like the process because they needed to get a yard 4 times.
4th and 1 is something different, but third and 1 from the 4 and then it's just like, we're going to just keep doing it. No, there's other stuff you can do. You can go back to the tush push for 2 plays even, but 4 plays in a row is overkill. And I don't know why that's crazy to say. Like, you can do other plays. You have other plays off of it. We saw it. They've only done it once. They did it 1 time against the Bucs. It's the only time we've seen something off the tush push. We see it once a season. It makes no sense, dude. Like, you want to play off a tendency, you want to break tendency, but it's like, we're just going to do this. I don't like that.
Sometimes tendency breaking don't matter.
And I don't like playing. I don't like just like every time it's second down. Every time it's second down, we're not going to try to get the first down on 3rd down. I think that's bad process. You can get the first down. You don't have to just play for 4th and 1
time
every
of possession.
That's not the only reason they do it, Quell. They also just get too pass happy with it. Even when, too push happy with it. I
almost guarantee you that is the only reason that they do it like this. Keeping the off, it's stealing possessions. It's literally the announcers explain the same thing to you every single game.
It's not
why
bro,
it's them sitting there saying that we're playing 2nd and 9. I mean, we're playing 1st and 9, and y'all playing 1st and 10. And why that puts them ahead of the game from everybody else.
You can do that and still look to get the first down. You don't have to go for the third down every time. It's not good process. And it will never be good process to just be like, we're going to go for 1 yard in front because we're just going to do it every time. That's just not good process. You can get the 10 yards and do the tush push later. Nobody's saying you can't tush push at all. But just going for only the tush push, I think it's bad process. That's not how you're supposed to coach football. Like you don't just make it about like we're playing to make one play. That's just not good process, and it never has been. It doesn't make sense to just play for one play. You play to score, and then if you use it to score, I get it.
They're using it to score.
It's not. That's not the only reason they're using it. No, it's a lot of times it's just to be obnoxious about it
to keep drives alive.
On fourth down, yeah, I understand. If it's 4th and 1, tush push it. But if it's 2nd and 8, you don't have to just go and run 7-yard pass route. I think that's stupid. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise. That, hey, 2nd and 8, hey, don't run to the sticks. Run 1 yard in front of them so we can tush push it. It's stupid.
I mean, I guess how I see it is, what's the difference between the Eagles doing it a play earlier and offenses sitting here saying, it's 3rd and 4. I'm not going to try to get the 4 yards. I'm going to try to get 3 at minimum. So at least I know I can go for it on this.
If it's at minimum, it's one thing. No. I don't care about if you get 3 yards, it's fine. But aiming for 3 yards and making that your maximum, that's my issue. I don't like putting caps on it because it's like, oh, we just want to get the tush push. That's my issue. I don't have a problem if it turns out to be 4th and 1.
I don't think that they call 3-yard plays. The plays just will end up resulting in 3 yards.
I think a lot of times they just try to get to 4th and 1, and I don't agree with that process. I think if you end up at 4th and 1, use your tush push, but to try to get to 4th and 1, I don't like that. Get the first down. I'd be interested to see what the listeners think, but I just don't agree with that process of like, we just want to get 3rd and 1. Yeah, we're tush push. We're gonna hit our heads hella hard. Like, it's like, cool, dude. Like, you can do other things. Your offense has the ability to do other things. You have other weapons. You have other ways to do it. It doesn't have to just be one thing. And it's like, we're going to be hard-headed about
things. Like, how many times have they gotten to the 1 yard line and called that Dallas Goedert little flip handoff?
Twice. It happened this year. This is the first year it's ever happened. I mean,
yeah, but this is the first year you've taken issue with the tush push.
Because we're overdoing it, bro. That's my issue. It's just like, dude, 4 in a row. I get it. Everyone wants to get rid of it. And I think if you want to get rid of it because you can't stop it, I think it's soft. I think that's ridiculous. It's a football play. But if that's your only play that you're going to do, and you don't think that, like, and you just think it's like, oh yeah, it's just going to be like whatever, and you don't think it's going to be taken away.
Shown it's not the only play that they're going to do, and even if it is,
well, they have shown that it's the only play that they're going to do into a certain area, and I think that's.
I don't get why not be obnoxious about it if you know at the end of the day it's going to be gone regardless.
It wouldn't have to be gone regardless if you.
But you know it's going to be gone about it. It's going to be gone regardless.
You go extra about it, and you're only making it faster.
But you know it's going to happen either way. You sitting here trying to play.
It's like, oh, here's a fire. Let me just throw some gasoline on it. Like, when is that ever a good idea? You could just be like,
if the fire was going to burn the house down at the end of the day, and you knew there was no escape from the house, burn it down. Burn it down.
I think that's terrible process because, hey, you might be able to keep the wood. You might be able to keep some beams.
I'm not going to make it.
You can rebuild from there. If your whole thing is like, oh yeah, they're going to take it away, so we're just going to just go as much as we can. I think it's stupid. Use it when you can. Use it smartly. But just to be like, yeah, we're just going to go here. It's pissing off your players. Now you got players on Instagram talking about using me but not using me. It wasn't this game, but these things build up. There's a reason that players were frustrated, and they haven't done it since, thankfully.
Can I give my big picture takeaway?
They literally did it today.
When did they push 4 times in a row, Quell?
I mean, how many times have they ever done that? That was a one-time thing because
ridiculous.
Of the circumstances that they were in.
It was ridiculous. If they do it more than 2 times in a row, figure something out.
I'll be interested to see what they do on the next time they got 3rd and 1 from the 4.
Please, just anything else. My God.
I am a proud member of the tush push pilled community. I like the drugs. But for my big picture takeaway, the demise of Jalen Hurts has been greatly exaggerated. He went 19 of 23, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Statistically speaking, it was the greatest regular season performance of his career, right? He became the 3rd player in NFL history with a perfect passer rating against a team with a top 3 passing defense, became the 3rd Eagles quarterback in franchise history to finish a game with the perfect passer rating. And he's the only quarterback this season to post a perfect passer rating. So,
and those 4 incompletions, like, it almost wasn't 4. Like that AJ pass, I still think a little bit behind him, but like I think AJ catches that more often. There was another one that like bounced off somebody's hands, right? There was one off of Smitty or something.
I think so, yeah. It's like everything you wanted to see from a quarterback, from an elite upper echelon quarterback or supposed elite quarterback in the NFL, you saw, right? Like he had the deep shots, he had the intermediate throws, underneath stuff, little sit routes in the zone coverage. Yeah, middle of the field throws. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. All the chatter about Tanner McKee looking at you, Howard Eskin. And people talking about how Jalen's a fraud and everything like that.
Was there actual chatter beyond Eskin? Were people actually talking about that?
Yeah, they were.
I've just been like so like not paying. That's ridiculous, dude. Oh my God.
But first of all, T, don't you ever in your life, and I love DeMonta Smith, but don't you ever in your life disrespect the name that is Julio Jones, son.
How many Heismans does he have?
I do not care how many Heismans
he won. Hey, how did you do when he was on the Eagles? How did you do when he was on the Eagles? All I remember is he was ass. Okay, he had one good game against the Cardinals. He was
50 years old.
My man was cooking at 50. He scored. He looked so good that Jalen Hurts was like, "Bro, I thought you was AJ down there."
He was also barred out off of like all the drugs that they gave him on the sideline, dude. Wasn't that the Pam Oliver game?
I think so.
I think it was, dude. He was just like, winning is cool. like, dude, like, it wasn't as bad as
we blame the drugs. Or maybe it's just Pam. Maybe Pam is the drug.
He
dropped the shit.
He loves that.
There's no swear, y'all. Jalen Hurts said it this time. But my man dropped the S word. I'm like, that's not very professional of you, sir.
Every time he has Pam, he opens up a little bit more. I forget who said it, but like somebody
it's
said
like that commercial where he like, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. My brother. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
The Key and Peele with Obama.
Mm-hmm.
You talking? You in there?
You in there?
I'm in there. Yeah, Pam is cool.
Good afternoon, my octoroon.
You can tell your boy watched too much TV.
Dude, I don't know how many times I've watched every Key and Peele sketch like ever made. I've watched all of them so many times. I watched it when it first came out, dude. I remember I was like, this was in the days of like on demand on TV. Like there was no Netflix or anything, and I was like, I used to go to Comedy Central. I was like, what's this Key and Peele? And I click it, and I was like, dude, this is maybe the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. Hingle McCringleberry, like, dude.
That's Chappelle show.
Wait, I was like 12. I wasn't watching the Chappelle show. I don't think I should
double back. You need to.
I've already watched the Chappelle. I've watched the Chappelle show, but I don't think I should have been watching it at 12. I already had a bad enough sense of humor.
Nah, it's different, Parth. It's when you get older and go rewatch some of this stuff. You should honestly go rewatch everything that you watched in your child.
No, I watched it as an adult. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I should have watched it as a kid. It's my point. I watched it as an adult, and I was like, this is bad. Funny bad. But anyways, we're at 118 with 119 people in the chat. Look at that.
That's a sign.
Yeah, I never watched King of the Hill. I don't know.
Bro, King of the Hill, elite show.
Really?
Bro, I watched it. Bro, I started watching it like 2 years ago. Elite show, bro. Even the new one that just came out on Hulu, elite show.
It's okay.
What's it on? Are they both
Morty
on Hulu?
kind of guy?
It's on Hulu. I do not.
Yeah, we know you're Rick and Morty guy. You've been dropping Wubba Lubba Dub Dub for the last how many years has this been?
4.
Who? Oh man, it's just Rick, right? Rick just says Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Yeah.
See, a lot of y'all ain't even fans. Y'all don't even know what Wubba Lubba Dub Dub mean. If y'all cared about me, y'all would have messaged me after the first time I said it. But it's okay. We still rock on.
Last time I watched Rick and Morty was like 2020. I was like, it was such a college show for me. I haven't been able to go back to it. I don't know.
I wasn't really a Rick and Morty guy till I met my wife. So I'm still new to the ball game. I'm just like, I can't get enough of it.
Morty, we need to go figure this out, Morty. All right. thank you to all look at that 124 for episode 124, dude. Magic numbers. Do y'all believe in that? Come on. All right. Well, we appreciate
Join
all
us
of you.
Thursday to celebrate the Kelly Green Day.
Exactly. Join us Thursday as we prepare for part 2 of this Giants matchup. Let them know. Like Pierre said, it's going to be fresh in their minds. It's fresh in our minds. So get back and discuss on Thursday. Thank you to everyone who tapped in. Well, 3 of you left, so we don't have the magic number anymore. But thank you to everybody who was with us. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, listen 5 stars. Tweet at us, dude. I'm just dropping crazy hot takes. Like, just tweet at us, dude. Like, please let us know. Let us know about the tush push. I actually would like to know because I'm having fatigue of just doing it over and over again. I like when we just do it and it's like, they can't do anything about it. Watching it 4 times in a row, I was like, dude, turn this off. My God. When he takes the headset off and throws it down? That was me.
Shout out. I hope you're still listening to the podcast, brother, and get well soon. I don't know if you guys seen friends of the pod, Davon Evans, post today, but that's how I feel every time I watch the tush push. Every time. Man, grab the hairspray. Yeah! They out there squabbling. Yeah.
I don't know, man. To me, if you ask me, I would rather watch this game than I would rather watch a 4 tush push game. That's just me. I think it's way cooler when Jalen rips freaking skinny posts in between three defenders into AJ Brown's arms, and then and Devontae Smith eats up into Isaiah Rodgers' cushion. Open.
I just like winning.
Yeah.
But I like winning. I like winning cool, dude. It's just so much more satisfying. It's so much more satisfying. Dude, are you kidding me, Quell? Are you kidding me? You don't prefer this week when you get to take a lap on everybody? One thing, we get to take a lap on everybody this week who, for the last 2 weeks, said Jalen Hurts doesn't know how to throw the ball. Look at this week, and that's why this week is way better.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and this is the last thing before we get out of here, Pierre. Stuff like this makes it cool.
This Rockets and Thunder game is in double overtime, and I really want to watch
really
the
went
last
there?
3 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well,
I only care about basketball tomorrow.
Games like this are cool to me.
I got money on this, brother.
People treat Jalen Hurts so bad, but you guys know how I feel about these kind of things. Football was fun to me last year. I wish Jalen could have threw for more yards, but football was fun to me because I just want to watch the ball get ran through an MF face, man. I love football when I know that you aren't tough enough to compete with my football team.
Run the ball. It's like 1965.
I do not care. It take your soul away. Right, I know you don't want to play football.
You know what takes your soul away? Getting head topped over and over again. You saw Isaiah Rodgers after the game. Oh man.
See, you got him out there giving credit to opposing quarterbacks and stuff like that.
That's because he loves them and he won a Super Bowl with them. He won a Super Bowl with them. Get out of here.
All right, that's gonna do it for this edition of the Philly Blitz Pod.
You're doing this for the Rockets, man. This is a great conversation for the Rockets. Man.
I got money on the line, brother.
Rockets. Freak man's Rockets. The Freak man's Rockets. Freak man's Rocket. You want to see the Freak man's Rocket? No Diddy.
I don't know what the hell is going on, but make sure y'all guys like, comment, subscribe. Tune in on Thursday while we celebrate the Kelly Green and preview Eagles Giants Part 2. I'm Quell. That's Freak
Pierre.
Man Parth. That's
you
Freak
pointed
Man
at
P.
You pointed at
I said this. Freak Man
I never know how to point.
Freak Man Pierre.
No, you got it. That's the other way, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You did it the wrong way.
Like,
I'm literally pointing on my screen. No, this is Parth.
Yeah, but you're on the screen. You're pointing at Pierre, and you said Freak Man Parth.
Oh, okay. Freak Man Parth. Freak Man Pierre. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.